everyone, we are here in San Diego, California. You can hear the bells behind me, and we're here to see a temporary museum. There's lots of museums here in Balboa Park, but we're going to see a temporary exhibit here at the Museum of Poponology and look at Comiccon Museum because it's Comic-Con week here in San Diego, so that's the best thing to do. So come along for this adventure. I can do a video about Balboa Park since we're going there.
Yeah, at least part of it.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to the PedrozaTravel channel. We didn't get tickets to the legendary Comic-Con, but we're taking you to the second best thing, which is the Comiccon Museum in Balboa Park. The Comiccon Museum is right in front of the Air and Space Museum, which is a fun museum in and of itself.
Right
The
there.
SR-71 jet right there, a spy bomber. It was supposed to be called the RS-71, but Richard Nixon made the press junket about it. He transposed the numbers and said SR-71, and because of that, ever since it's called the SR-71 instead of instead of the RS-71, because nobody was going to correct President Nixon at the time, or at least that's what the story that they told me. I don't know. People make up stories too. Over here is the Museum of Poponology, and it's got decorations.
Here we are at the Comiccon Museum, which is temporarily housed in the Museum of Poponology, which is a cool building because it is designed to look like a Mayan temple.
That's some cool ink you got on right there, man. Yeah, no worries. Oh boy, take him to the museum and he's already about to get it out. Like the prices for the Comiccon Museum are $25 for 18, where there's discounts to 18 down to 12. Children 5 and under are free.
Awesome that we were able to take you somewhere you haven't been. That's amazing.
Okay, we just started here with the Museum of Poponology, and the first thing we encountered here was a Game Boy and Thomas Edison.
Pull off the table and place it one of the two.
Man, $60 million man, 4 exciting stories. Jurassic Park, H.G. Wells signature. I wonder if that's actually a signature, but it looks cool. House of Tomorrow from Disneyland there. The story, here's a Lego version of the Disney's House of Tomorrow. The story is when it came time to destroy the House of Tomorrow because they wanted to replace Tomorrowland, they couldn't bring a wrecking ball. The wrecking ball bounced off of it, so they had to take it apart brick by brick. And the foundation of that attraction is still there today in Disneyland if you know where to look. All 9,000. I'm sorry, I can't do that. April 9th, 1983, a day without smartphones. So this is everything that you'd have back in 1983. You'd have a typewriter, a Betamax. You have a Sears, Montgomery Ward Sears catalog. Sears is totally bankrupt now. You swipe your MasterCard because it had indented ridges on the credit card. You'd have record your voicemail answering service, and you couldn't get it until you got home.
You've got your Rolodex.
You got your Rolodex. You got your 8-track deck here. You got your record that has a little cutout for 45s on it. Oh, I see a boom box in the back. And heaven forbid, you'd have to, like, your cassette got cut because then you'd have to have a pencil to rewind it. And the dictionary and Encyclopedia Britannica. I remember the Encyclopedia Britannica. That was your reference guide of the Flying DeLorean, complete with Mr. Fusion on the back. Great Scott, it's a DeLorean. It's going to go 88 miles per hour, complete with Mr. Fusion. So, of course, Mr. Fusion here, it was said, was made by using a Krupp's coffee filter machine. Yeah, it's a coffee grinder is what Mr. Fusion is. Of course, all this extra junk would actually weigh it down and probably would never get to actual 88 miles an hour. The DeLorean itself was a failed car.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was, the suspension system was horrible in it, and and it didn't have power steering, so it would be horrible to drive. The guy who invented it, he wanted to make it look cool, but it was not good that way. The Motorola Dynatec 8000, that's what I called the Zach Morrison phone. And the Motorola StarTech 650 with the LED, I had one of those. And then over here is a first generation iPhone from 2007.
This is the one I had. The Nokia 5190, totally rugged.
Yes.
You know, 99, yeah.
Hoverboard here, and the Nike Air shoes, power lace sneakers. None of this came to be. Should have though. It should have. Like they made those like hoverboard things that like with the wheels, but that's not what this was. 2000. Oh, it's the Gray's Sports Almanac, right there. But it only went until the year 2000, so it wouldn't help us. Help them, but not us. Oh, and there's the newspapers that got changed when Marty McFly had the other people crash into the future.
Yeah, cholesterol may be.
And this is the one, take it back, this is the one that says that Marty McFly is writing to Doc Brown to take all necessary precautions because he's going to get shot when he goes back to 1985. And there's the photo that disappeared. In the original one, it was slowly disappearing. Learn about the Strati that has 40 parts because it's 3D printed. The Strati, the world's first 3D printed car, just made out of just 40 parts. Weighs 2,000 pounds. I wonder how fast it can go. Does it say? Doesn't look like a very fast car.
Let's have a robot-to-robot talk. Remember when the Terminator said, "I'll be back"? Well, we're here. And guess what? We brought jokes. Why did the robot go on a vacation? To recharge its batteries, of course. Okay, maybe I should stick to guiding. Now, let's get back to our journey. These cinematic bots open doors to dreams, and engineers step through, crafting real robotic buddies to aid us in life's challenges. But what's the fun of robots without a few glitches? Even the most advanced ones sometimes need a reboot, just like our favorite movie heroes. As we marvel at robots both on-screen and in reality, remember that imagination knows no bounds. The robots we cheered for and feared, they pushed us to chase the extraordinary. So, let's celebrate the sci-fi spark that ignited our tech-driven world. Poponology's Robotics Corner showcases how far we've come and the boundless horizons ahead. Thank you for sharing this slice of time with me. Until our circuits intertwine again, remember, whether in movies or museums, robots aren't just machines. They are dreams in motion. Thanks for visiting, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in Poponology. See you around.
You know, the original name was supposed to be Jumpman. That was the original name for this game. Got the Nintendo Entertainment System, Sega Genesis, Sony PlayStation, Dreamcast, the Atari 2600, Microsoft Xbox.
So think about this. Back in the day, when we showcased robots in the streets. Take RTD2 for the legendary Star Wars saga. That new Astro captured our art and works of
So what are you looking at, AJ? What?
Safari.
A safari, okay. What's happening in the safari?
And then there's that Terminator film franchise, Machine of Menace and Light. Sure, in the movies and the comics, but in artwork, it inspired advancements.
An elephant, okay.
AJ was it. I don't know if I really want to.
Oh yeah? Yeah. That's clean.
AJ be like, I don't really know if I want to draw this image. I'm not feeling inspired.
the art of John Jennings here. And you can do some coloring with his art. Very cool scenes here. Very old logo comics. Nellie the Nurse. Joker. Archie Comics, of course, a classic. Queen of the Teens, Genie. The Amazing Spider-Man #4. More Archie there, I think. Wilbur. Latin American artwork here. Have some cardboard art. Very cool. All this stuff made out of cardboard. Wally. Talking about a mission to Mars. SpaceX plans to move to Mars by 2030. Checkers game there. Banner commemorating the first man on the moon. Here on the bottom floor, it's talking about all things Betty Boop. So we're going to learn about Betty Boop and go from there. So it looks like Betty Boop was the creation of Max Fleischer in the 1930s with Boop Boop Badoops. Out of the Inkwell was their studio name. There's the Out of the Inkwell first character, which was the clown. The clown character was their first character. Looking at some original production storyboards of X2, X-Men United. So we'll see. We'll show you scene by scene how the movie's supposed to go.
Very good art.
Yeah, well, they detail us, so you could almost make the whole movie just out of these panel boards. Direct communicator. Estimated to go for auction. They're going to have an auction here, and it's going to go for between $100,000 and $200,000. It's going to go for sale November 2024. Screen used communicator and a phaser from the original series. It's also estimated to go for 2024. Screen used phaser from Star Trek. Logo. They say will go for $1,000. A gun from Batman Begins for $2,000 is the starting price. Oh, how much is the Thundercats? This is a whole lot of Thundercats stuff. It's going for $100 to $200. Not too bad. Pocket change, right? We got Batman boots, Batmobile, screen used mask. Estimated will go from between $3,000 to $5,000 for screen used Batman mask. From Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the Knight chess head prop. It'll estimate to go between $30,000 and $50,000. Got Hogwarts shirts, cuffs that'll go for $5,000 from Harry Potter and the Golden Snitch. Oh, there's the Golden Snitch itself. They say that'll go for $5,000 to $7,000. Yeah, before they get sold off in auction and
Still, we can
separate.
see them.
What's this costume about?
There was a live action Betty Boop show.
Oh, okay. Live action Betty Boop show in Chicago. This is some cosplay of Betty Boop as we go into the cosplay area for costumes. So tell me, Denise, which cosplay is your favorite? There's a lot of cool ones here.
There are a lot of cool ones. I like. Well, let's see. This one's really cool.
And there's some pretty amazing cosplay. This Blue Knight guy, Space Marine and Sister of Battle.
Space Marine.
Can't even imagine the amount of work it took to do that.
Yeah.
The Queen of Hearts, obviously here.
Two costumes that work.
And then the King.
For a costume group.
Yep, and the King. Parts. What's this over there? Gotham City Blades. Poison. It's Poison Ivy.
It's
a mashup.
The artist imagined, what if Gotham City had a team in the All-American Girls Baseball League?
Oh.
You know, and so just her own creation. So she's got Poison Ivy here. Poison Ivy is going to play for the Gotham City Blades. And the number on the back is the number that Poison Ivy is the year Poison Ivy was introduced into.
Oh, so this is the year that Poison Ivy was introduced.
In the comics, that's her number.
66.
You can't really see, under
But it's
her
66. You can kind of see it there.
Yeah.
Very fighter here. We recreated the TIE fighter.
These are all. This whole row here is a professional costumer.
Oh, this is a
Working
professional.
This row, here,
Yeah.
are all one guy who does it for a living. Yeah.
Okay. He does very well.
Yep.
In Rococo style.
Is it Jennifer Brown again? Is the artist?
Christy A. Fulchuk.
Okay. These 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 4 women. Like if the X-Men went back to 1770s, but it's the same costumer who did the girls' baseball one. Did this one in white. Who is, which character is this? The Dazzler, and she also did a version for Storm over there.
Okay.
And then other costumers took the same idea, the X-Men in 1777, and did the redhead over there, and then this teal costume.
Nice.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Comiccon Museum. I will leave you with a view of all the people waiting in line for the actual Comic-Con convention, which is kind of a crazy sight. Until the next time, have a great day and keep looking out for an adventure.
I see some One Piece.